Welcome to another stimulus check and stimulus package update. We have a few things to cover, including comments from lawmakers such as Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer. We also have the current status of where progress is right now with the next stimulus package, and if Republicans are going to propose that skinny package. We're going to be discussing it in today's video. As always, if you are brand new here, my name is Logan Cohn. I do videos every single week covering business, finance, investing, entrepreneurship, mindset strategy, and tips and tricks from my own experience. I also talk about the stimulus check and stimulus package updates. So if you're interested in any of those topics or niches, please don't hesitate. Go ahead and click that subscribe button and go ahead and click that notification bell as well. Stay notified every single time I make a new video. So in the last couple updates, remember we discussed that phone call between Pelosi and Mark Meadows. That was the first of its kind, the first conversation or any negotiation between lawmakers in weeks. Not surprisingly, that meeting concluded without a deal, and Pelosi commented saying that we're at a, quote, tragic impasse right now in regards to this next stimulus package. And my most recent update, remember I outlined 3 hypothetical scenarios that could happen with the next stimulus package. If you haven't seen that video yet, the link will be down below in the description. You can go ahead and click it there and you will see that video. I also have curated a dynamic, consistently updated playlist just called stimulus videos, and every single time I make a new stimulus video, I add another video to that playlist. That playlist is always at the end of my stimulus videos, so if you're interested in just seeing every single stimulus video, you want to know the entire progress of what happened over these last several months, even towards the beginning, the onset of the pandemic, you can go ahead and click that playlist, but I'd watch this video first before going ahead and skipping toward the end, so that way you can go ahead and see that playlist. It'll be there. Don't worry, it's not going anywhere. There's no sense of urgency. You can watch this video first. So what we have here is just a tad bit of display of flexibility. What happened was Pelosi told reporters on Thursday that Democrats offered to come down from their request for $3.4 trillion to $2.2 trillion. Meanwhile, on Friday, the White House offered to come up from $1 trillion to $1.3 trillion. Now, both parties expectedly rejected the other party's offer. However, this is a nice display of progress, and it has shown that we are coming just a bit of progress closer toward the size of the next stimulus package. To put this into perspective, when Congress adjourned on August 7th and went off for vacation, we were at a $2.4 trillion chasm, a $2.4 trillion bridge that had to be closed. And now, we're only at just $900 billion. Now, it's unclear if Republicans and Democrats will continue the negotiations this week or next week. However, this just once again underscores the insanity and the absolute delusion of how both parties cannot come to an agreement. There is tremendous bipartisan support for features like a second round of stimulus checks. Both parties want to see that at minimum $1,200. Democrats, of course, would want to send, thousands of dollars a month to everyone, but that's just unfathomable and very much not feasible. So we'll just stick to that $1,200 number for all intensive purposes right now. They also want to see enhanced unemployment benefits go in. Republicans are willing to do as much as $400 in enhanced benefits. Democrats, of course, want to keep that $600 that expired on July 31st, but we got to come to a compromise here and reach some sort of an agreement. And then we also want funding for testing. Both parties also want another round of Paycheck Protection Program loans, or PPP loans. Both parties are in favor of all the aforementioned. But we also have to look at the disagreements, and that's what's keeping both parties from reaching that compromise. So what are both parties in disagreement with? Well, Republicans are against a steep increase in federal aid to state and local governments, which Democrats do support. And there's also COVID-19 lawsuit immunity for businesses. Republicans support that, Democrats not so much. And of course, the crux of this negotiation is going to be that price tag, the price of the next stimulus package. So there's definitely a dichotomy and division there. But with both legislative bodies on recess until September 7th, Labor Day, there may not be a stimulus package agreement reached by the end of this September. Now, as we have become acquainted with over these last several weeks, Republicans are strongly considering introducing a skinny or scaled back stimulus package that would only cost $500 billion. That may come by the end of this week, maybe next week. We don't know, but it's still something that Republicans are strongly considering. And it's no secret that Democrats are vehemently pushing against that skinny package. They don't even want it to be introduced. In fact, in a letter to colleagues, Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer called leaks of the GOP plan, quote, emaciated. This is, of course, a callback to the term skinny, and emaciated would be even worse, even more emphasized of how skinny it is. He went on to say that the proposal would, quote, include no money for rental assistance, no money for nutrition assistance, and no money for state and local services, the census, or safe elections. And this goes out saying we are aware that this will not include a $1,200 stimulus check. There's not even a mention of a stimulus check in that skinny package. Now, so far, we don't actually have the final bill in our hands yet. We just have hearsay, we have rumor, we have an outline, we have drafts. We don't actually know for a fact what that final bill will entail of, but it's pretty safe to assume that it will not include that check. That's for a fact. Schumer has already called it, quote, the wrong direction. He accused Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell of planning, quote, another round of partisan games. Now, there's obviously a lot of politics and partisanship when it comes to the next stimulus package. However, you will be sobered and very much grateful to hear that when it comes to Americans, they are strongly in favor of another stimulus check. In fact, a recent poll from Gallup this week shows that 7 in 10 Americans would be in favor of the government sending a second round of stimulus checks to qualified individuals. Now, congressional lawmakers are expected to return back to work this coming week, this next week, after the weekend is over, or at least what passes for work in Congress in their minds, but there's still a lot of doubt surrounding the potential agreement that both parties can reach. We're very dubious, and we do not think that a next stimulus package will be reached by this week, even though they are returning back to work. The election is just 8 weeks away. Both parties are still playing political games, and we will have to see what happens. Could there be a miracle compromise by the end of this coming week? It's very much possible, but even then, if that does happen, I would not expect the next stimulus check to come till at least the beginning of October at this point. That is all we know for now. More updates and details to come in the coming weeks as Congress does return back to work. But I do hope you enjoyed this update. If you did, be sure that you give the video a big thumbs up, smash the like button. It'll just help with that YouTube algorithm. YouTube will push the video out to more people. You know the story already. Go ahead and also click that subscribe button because I post videos every single week covering all the topics I mentioned in the beginning of the video. And if you want to be notified every single time I make a new video so that you're first line to see it before anyone else, go ahead and click that little notification bell as well so you're notified every single time I make a new video. Looking forward to seeing you guys in the next one.